at the end of the day, money only has one color. Have y'all heard about the recent study that says labeling businesses as black-owned may not be beneficial for black-owned businesses in the long run? Research from the University of Washington studied businesses during the pandemic that labeled themselves black-owned. Specifically, they analyzed GPS data from about 45 million mobile devices in 20 cities to determine visits between restaurants that did and didn't use a label. The study found labeling initially helped restaurant visits, but soon dropped off, raising questions about the long-term viability of these labeling campaigns. It's important to be proud of being black-owned and support one another, but it doesn't necessarily have to be done through labels. People may want to support your business because it's black-owned, but long-term customers will continue to buy your products or services based on how useful or good they are, regardless of who owns them. So don't limit yourself by being labeled as a black-owned business if your product or service can benefit multiple communities.
Hello. Can y'all hear us now? Let's see.
Nope, they ain't here.
I should be able to hear us now. I see the thing going. Can y'all hear us now? Let us know. Let us know. Let us know.
Nope. Stop. There we go.
Oh, okay. There you go. That was a user error. That was a user error. For some reason, it stayed mute, and it shouldn't have stayed mute. So now I got to do the intro all over again. All right. Yo, 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 1, 2, 1, 2. It's your girl, Jackie Marsh, coming out the dunes.
Oh my gosh.
I'm your girl, Jack. That's the girl,
Fluffy Marshmallow.
and we make up the Good Trouble of the Good Trouble podcast. Make sure y'all hit that follow button, that subscribe button, so y'all can keep up with all of our episodes, and including next week's episode. That's probably gonna be a good one, y'all.
Yeah.
That's probably gonna be a good one.
Prayerfully.
Oh yeah.
Y'all pray for us, because we need Black Jesus to fix it.
Child, fix it. Fix it, Lord. So before we go any further, we want to know how your week was. I can keep talking now because y'all can hear me. How your week was. Let us know in the comments how your week was. All right? How your week was.
My week was absolutely tiresome. Very much taxing, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Like, This has been a week. Been a week starting with last Wednesday. But we're gonna leave that where it's at.
Leave that. Leave that in the past.
Oh gosh.
So my week has been physically taxing.
Physically taxing.
And that translates into also mentally taxing too. Because I feel like I ain't got nobody's rest day, including on Sunday. I had nobody's rest day. I just been going like the Energizer Bunny.
That's a shame.
And even batteries need breaks sometimes.
Oh my. I mean, that's
right. Yeah. I got a lot of stuff done though, so I ain't complaining. It's just my body feels wore out. Worn out.
Never mind. Just go ahead. Well, Kai said that she's been crying all week.
Oh man. Oh no.
I'm gonna cry in a second.
Don't cry.
But it's okay.
Don't cry.
Kai said she's been crying all week. We are pretty much familiar with Kai, so
that's what we're gonna
leave it at that. Yeah.
We're gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, we're gonna leave it at that.
We're gonna leave it at that. We familiar with Kai. We love you, Kai. Stay safe, honey.
Stay safe.
Stay safe out there. In the streets.
Remember, eggs are chicken. So what's good?
Anyways, what's good is being an entrepreneur.
Is it really?
Yeah. I mean, that's what they say.
Okay.
That's what they say. It ain't all good sometimes because it's also very taxing. But especially when you add in multiple entrepreneurships, that's crazy. So the reason why I say that is because I am a multi-business steward. Multi-business steward. I do a lot. Okay.
So you know how to.
Yeah.
You know how to multitask.
I be trying. It don't always work.
It don't always work?
No, it don't always work. Sometimes it causes me to go kaput. So, but I'm learning it's like the balance between it. I have to learn the balance between it. And that's what I'm learning now, is learning the balance between when to work on real estate, when to work on royalty apparel, when to work on royalty. Like it's a balance. So you have to know when to work on which businesses at what time, and which ones are more cost precedence.
Okay.
Over that time. Yeah, prioritize.
Okay.
And how I've been doing it lately is like whatever I know is gonna make me the most at this present moment, that's what I'll work on. I'll try to make sure I have all my client stuff. So like for now it's real estate. I'll try to make sure I can build up my clientele, make sure that whatever clients I'm currently working on, I'm taking care of them. And then after that has been done for the day or the week, then I'll move on to reproductions and royalty and all of that other stuff.
Okay. So I got a question. So you said whatever makes you the most at that time. When you say makes you the most, what are you referring to?
Meaning it's my primary. It's my primary way of income.
So whatever makes you the most income that week or that day or whatever. Okay.
So right now it's real estate because I call it moving season.
Yeah.
People getting ready to move. It's springtime, summertime. People like, especially those with kids, they like to move during the summer. So that way when school starts, they don't have to worry about moving them from one school to another or moving home from home. So I just try to make sure that I prioritize what takes precedence in that moment.
Yeah.
Especially if I have like a client that needs to move like right now.
Gotcha. So what would you say is your favorite of all the businesses?
That is hard. I would say music, the reproductions part.
Okay.
That's where I know like I can do anything creatively that I want to,
Gotcha.
and it's like my therapy. Music has always been my therapy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when I get in that mode of creating music and making my beats, and when there's a song that just won't leave me alone,
Mm-hmm.
that's I'm 10 toes down for
That's where you at.
that.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
That's good stuff right
I
there.
love all my businesses, but music is definitely like that's where
Your
my heart
top.
is.
Okay. That makes sense. That makes
Hmm.
sense.
So, what businesses do you own?
Well,
Hmm.
let's talk about
Let's talk about
it.
it. Bring them up.
I own. It's kind of weird. So I'm the business owner of Grace to Finish
Hmm.
LLC, and that was kind of created around my book writing.
Hmm.
So God gave me a vision to write a memoir, and then He gave me a business to create around it. So the business around my book writing involves apparel, like t-shirts, hats, hoodies.
Hmm.
Um, I have Enjoy Your Journey bangles, um,
Enjoy your journey, Bengals.
bags. What else? A couple things that I'm still working on. I'm still working on implementing some new items.
Hmm.
So that's one business, and that's where I do all my writing, my blogging,
Hmm.
my poetry. All of that flows from Grace to Finish. And then I have ICU trauma coaching, which
Hmm.
is what it says, coaching you through your trauma, coaching you through the tough areas. And the thing about that is I'm not a licensed therapist or counselor or
Hmm.
doctor of any sort. So I can't diagnose you. I
Right.
can't, you know what I mean? I
Right.
can't tell you for certain what you have. I can lead you in the right direction. I can encourage you to go to counseling, therapy, all of that good stuff. But basically it's like coaching is like there's a goal that you want to meet,
Hmm.
right? And we meet one on one based on that goal. And whatever that goal is, for whatever reason, the unresolved trauma or the trauma that you experience in life affects you from being able to reach that goal.
Hmm.
So we develop a game plan and we work on it. It could be identity coaching. You're having a hard time coming into who you are as a person. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it could be marriage counseling. It could be other,
Marriage?
yeah, it could be marriage counseling.
Huh.
Yeah,
Huh.
guys just really putting that into play. So
Hmm.
I haven't really worked out everything with that so far, but marriage counseling, yes, or not necessarily counseling, marriage coaching. Let me
Marriage
rephrase
coaching.
that. Marriage coaching.
Okay.
Um, coaching you through some difficult parts. I mean, and
Hmm.
even not just with the marriage, but after, like, so say you got a divorce or you're in the middle of a separation, or
Hmm.
it could be a temporary separation, it could be leading to divorce,
Hmm.
all of those good things. And finally, I also was at one point when I was in New Jersey, I was a real estate agent, and I worked in the I don't know what word I want to use, but I worked in the area of investments. So I worked with
Okay.
investors. That was my niche. That was my thing.
Yeah.
At one point, I ran a team, and yeah, one point I managed the team. I kind of went up. I joined the team, then I ended up managing the team, and then I ended up being the team owner.
You ain't telling me none of
And
that.
yeah, um, and then I went solo. So I just I love the investment world. I love
Hmm.
the investment world, from purchasing the property to stripping it down to rebuilding it to personalizing it to selling it, all of that.
I want to
That
get
is
into
my
that so
that is my thing.
bad.
That also goes into looking into like tax lien properties, sheriff sales, you know, all that
Can you
kind of
show
stuff.
me how to do that? Because I really want to get into the investment property, like the flipping houses side.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's I feel
School
like
assist
it I feel like it did a lot for me personally. Like it really, I don't know, it gave me another out. It was another way for me to be creative.
Mm-hmm.
And it was another way for me to be outside the norm. I'm not your typical in the box type chick.
Mm-hmm.
I like to be outside of the box. I don't gravitate to what
So,
other people typically gravitate to. So I usually stray away and do the unpopular kind of
okay.
road less traveled type of chick. Yeah.
Huh. So I had a question and it just went completely. Oh, that's what it was. Have you ever thought about getting back into real estate out here in Texas?
I have. Um, Unfortunately, our father hasn't given us an answer yet, or given me an answer yet. So I don't know
Well, can't go against him.
I don't know if that's something that he right now is wanting me to do. So we'll see. But I definitely, if it's not in the sense of being the professional side, I absolutely want to get into it for myself. I want to get into property investment for myself. So
Yeah.
that was always the goal, but I fell in love with being a realtor. So my thing was I wanted to go, I wanted to become an investor. I wanted to be like have rental properties, but I wanted to have the background knowledge.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because as a landlord, you can get yourself in trouble if you don't know what's what.
So
You know what I
a lot
mean?
that
So
goes into
yes.
being a landlord.
So I wanted to know landlord tenant laws, all of that good stuff, you know, that goes into it. And I ended up getting licensed and I fell in love with the agent part of it. So I ended up just moving into the area that I wanted, you know, why I initially got into real estate in the first place.
So for me with real estate, it's funny because I've always liked real estate. I've always been one of those people like I'll go on realtor.com and Zillow and all of those. I'll find the websites that don't nobody really know about with luxury listings only. And I just look at all the, like I look at everything, but my main focus was like the luxury listings. Like I love those multi-million-dollar houses with all the nice, pretty, and it just, I've always loved it. So all the way from like middle school to high school and college, I was always looking at them online.
Yeah.
But my first passion has always been music.
Yeah.
So I went to college for music. I didn't like the degree that I first started out with, so I changed.
So you changed it?
I changed it after like 2 semesters and went from music performance to the entertainment and recording industry management.
Okay. Oh.
So I could learn all that I could learn about the ins and outs, the background, and all of that before I put myself out there as an artist. However,
that's key. That's critical.
And I learned a lot. However, if I had like just taken my butt to classes and actually done the work, you know. So it kind of it made me kind of go into growing up before I was supposed to, really. Because let's be honest, when you're in college, you're still a kid.
Right.
So I wanted to be an adult. I wanted to be a big adult and do big adult things and be in big adult relationships and be a big adult in a job. And it caused me to slack a lot in school. And that goes into a whole nother thing. So we're not going to get on that right now. But
so you wasn't minding the business that pays you.
Exactly.
She wasn't minding the business that pays her.
I was not minding the business that pays me.
She was everywhere.
I was everywhere.
Doing everything else. So what
I
you're saying
was.
is that your drive didn't match the goals that you set.
It wasn't that my drive wasn't there. It was, well, I guess you could say yeah, because it was a depressive thing.
Okay.
During that time, well,
Mm-hmm.
during a lot of my life, I lived in a state of depression
Okay.
and discouragement because I've always been fluffy.
Mm-hmm.
Artists used to didn't look like me.
Fluffy.
They wasn't fluffy like me. You see that? But because I'm not the ideal, I'm not the ideal industry size
Right.
or the color. Let's be honest. Back then, let's be honest. For back then, it always discouraged me. Like I I can't make it in that business, so I might as well stay in the background.
Gotcha.
But that's not where my heart was, and that's not where I wanted to be. So it translated into me going to class. Well, not going to classes, and ultimately becoming a college dropout. So in the years after my dropoutage, I had to figure out a way to make money.
Yeah.
Because I also was living on my own. I had my own bills now, my own car now. So I had to figure out. I had to go to work. I had to go to work. I had to grow up.
You had to be an adult.
I had to be an adult before it was my time. So it caused me to go into working all these different jobs. And it wasn't that much. So I'm saying different jobs. But, in the course of my lifetime, it's a lot for me.
It's a lot.
It's a lot for me. I never imagined myself having more than one job, which was singing and being an artist. But that didn't pan out too well.
Okay.
So right when the COVID pandemic hit.
Yeah.
So when the pandemic came around,
wait,
I had already been in love with real estate.
We're not gonna run.
Yeah.
No. When the what?
The panoramic. So I was working at childcare. I was working in childcare.
Add that to the dictionary, y'all, that we are creating.
I was working in childcare,
mm-hmm.
and I worked there for nearly a year. And during that year, and that was my first full-time job too.
Yeah.
So it kind of made me think like, can I see myself doing this for the rest of my life? And the answer was
no.
Heck no.
You know what?
Remove the CK and add the L's.
You know what, y'all? I got something to say. I'm hungry. And I'm tired. But carry on.
You see, this is the treatment that I get, that I am tired of. You don't even care about what I'm saying.
I'm listening. So my stomach is talking to me, y'all. I can't even lie.
You should have ate.
I mean, man, I'm waiting for the good fried rice and egg rolls, homemade. But anyway, I'm sorry. Carry on.
Anyways, so I had to ask myself, like, can I see myself doing this for the rest of my life? And the answer was heck no. Remove the CK, add the 2 L's.
Wait. Sometimes I feel. Repeat it.
The answer was heck no. Remove the CK, add the 2 L's.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And so it made me think like, what can I do? Oh, I love real estate. I've been thinking about going to real estate school, but I just ain't got the money. So I figured I'll stay there until I can save up the money for real estate school. And then the panoramic happened. So there was a ram in the bush. Because when the panoramic happened, those stimmies hit. Thank God for the stimmies. Because I sure enough used them stimmies to get my license. Hallelujah.
Stimmies.
Stimmies.
It's the stimmies.
But I had already started I'm Royalty Apparel 2 years before that. but it was going nowhere. For one, I was discouraged. And then for two, I just didn't know anything about running a business. So I didn't know that I had to do marketing. I thought I just had to make a Facebook or Instagram page and put it out there and say, hey, I got products now, come buy it. And people's going to buy it.
Huh.
I expected support
Uh-huh.
from everyone close to me, in which those close to me, like in my household, they did support.
Yeah.
But those who were not in my household,
right,
I got support here and there, but I didn't realize that just like I'm going through hard times, other people may also be going through hard times.
Yeah.
Which means that they can't really support the way that I expected and wanted them to. So it discouraged me a lot.
Which brings me to my next question. Our next question.
Mm-hmm.
Why do small businesses tend to fail? Now,
so
you hold on. You literally just talked about everything. You really just said everything that was my answer. My son calling. That was my answer for that question. Is part of it is because you're not well prepared, right? You're not. Correct. A lot of times you don't do the research, and what I find is that our generation, like we are very we're go getters. We see something, we want it, we go get it, but we're not prepared for it. You know what I mean? Like we don't do the research we're supposed to do. We don't look at other people in the industry. You know what I mean? And see what's working for them. We don't even reach out to see if we can get a mentor. You know what I mean? If somebody's willing to mentor us, you know what I mean? And take us on to show us the ropes. Yeah. But what I also feel is that we still have that crab in the barrel mentality, which people want to see you do good. They just don't want to see you do better than them. And then it's like people tend to only support what's already super popular, what's already super successful, what's getting buzz, what's getting noise, what's attracting traffic. But when you just getting started, like you said, your close circle, they're going to support. Yeah. And I think we fail when we start a business, we fail to see further than our circle. We fail to see our business reaching, you know what I mean, an audience further than our circle. And I think what needs to happen is that when you get the idea that you want to start a business and you get your foundation work done and all of that, you need not even include your circle. You need not even include your sphere of influence, your area where you live, even your Facebook, you know what I mean, friends list and all of that. You need to be able to see it further. Yeah, like you know what I mean. Like you need to be able to when you developing it, you need to get that in mind and shoot for that.
And that's the crazy part, because for me, my goal and what I've always seen Royalty Apparel as, I've always seen us in a brick and mortar. You know, I've always seen us, in the, part of the Walmart brand lineup, part of Rainbow's lineup. I've always seen Royalty Apparel there. Yeah. I just don't know how to get there. Yeah. Well, I didn't know how to get there. So like with real estate, which has actually been helping me a lot in my other areas of business. Yeah. There is no such thing as a silent agent. That's one of the first things that you are taught when you join your brokerage. Well, when you join Keller Williams, which is my brokerage. Keller Williams Southwest here in Houston, Texas. I am your favorite realtor.
JP.
Boom. Anyways. But that's one of the first things that they taught us. you cannot be a silent agent. If you are going somewhere and you're just having a random conversation, somewhere in that conversation, you need to bring up the fact that you're an agent.
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah.
market yourself. You have to post every day. You have to do
Yes.
all these things. You have to make phone calls. I do not like making phone calls. I cannot stand it.
What
It
did they
makes me
call it?
feel
Eat the
so
frog?
uncomfortable. Yes.
Gotta eat the frog early.
Eat the frog.
Early.
Yes.
When you get your day started.
Yes. And I do not like doing that.
Yeah.
I am working towards that. I have joined a team to where now I have one-on-one coaching.
Yeah.
She's setting me up with a script partner.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm working towards that after all of the years that I've been in real estate.
Mm-hmm.
But you cannot be silent. You have to let everybody that you know and those that you don't know that you're an agent. You have to market yourself. So I think a lot of why small businesses fail is because they take on the mindset like I did at first.
Yeah.
When I first started, I'm Royalty Apparel.
Mm-hmm.
I have all these people that's around me. I have my church family. I have my friends. I have my extended family. I have my immediate family. Y'all all should be the ones supporting me.
Right.
But I never expanded outside of that. I never expanded outside of that. I posted very, very inconsistently. Like once a year.
Yeah.
Twice a year. But
wow.
Yeah. And I figured
twice a year.
Exactly. I figured I'd put one good post out there and everybody will like it. Everybody come beating down my door. My orders will be outside the door. And that never happened. So I didn't know that you had to be consistent in businesses.
Yeah.
You had to market.
Yeah.
And then you also have to have the financials behind it.
Absolutely. In order to make money.
Yeah.
You gotta spend money.
Yeah. Like when I started Royalty Designs and Customs, actually making the t-shirts and stuff myself, that stuff costs.
It absolutely does.
So when you get people, a lot of times it be our own people that say our prices are too high. They don't want to pay all of that. They can go over here and get this for cheap. Okay, well you go over there and get that for cheap, but you're not going to get the same quality that you would get with someone who knows I'm touching these shirts. I'm touching the vinyl. I'm going out there and picking it out myself. I make these designs.
Right.
So you're going to pay for my intellectual property as well as the work, the physical work that goes into it.
Yeah. Before I say anything, Ish says, what you gonna sell posting twice a year?
Child, listen.
She wasn't selling a penny.
I wasn't selling not a thing.
She couldn't sell a penny. Okay.
I wasn't selling not a thing. And I put out there so many different sales and discounts, thinking that would draw people in, and it did not a thing. Why? Because nobody knew about it.
Yeah.
Nobody knew anything about it. So
yeah. Hold on, Squirtle. What was you saying before? Squirtle, y'all. What was you saying before I went to the chat?
I said that you're going to pay for my work.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not dropping my prices.
Okay.
I have a shirt that's $40. I'm not dropping my prices.
And you shouldn't. But another thing that I learned too, and I think we miss this, is when we focus on the money aspect, we're bound to fail. Because time is currency. Time is the most expensive currency that we have. You know, we have to put time into this business. If we're not putting the time into it, if we're not investing the time, if we're not, creating, if we're not like doing things, you need a plan, right? Like we talked about for the show. We need to get our outline in order.
Yeah.
What we're going to do, create our content so we can schedule it out so that we'll have time to do, like we're not doing it last minute, and we'll be able to use other time doing other things. So I think that's what we miss as business owners is that we don't put the time in. You know, you cannot skimp on time.
Yeah.
Time is quality. Time is money. Time is
Yeah.
valuable. It's currency. You know what I mean? Like you literally are taking your gifts and your talents. And if you're not cultivating and perfecting your craft, then you're failing your
Yeah.
own business. You're
Yeah.
walking yourself right into failure, right? And
Absolutely.
when it comes to like you said, like this is different from real estate, right? Your t-shirts. Because now your creative mind is involved. And now you're creating things from the foundation, whereas real estate, you're going out there. You know what I mean? Like it's already in motion.
Most of the time it's already built.
Right. You're just working a pipeline, basically.
Yeah.
Creating your pipeline and working your sphere of influence and all of that. But when you have a business that is literally you are taking your talent and your gifts and you're you're putting it out there, you're marketing it. You have to perfect your craft, and that requires time. The thing is that we go to work 9 to 5, but from 5 to 9, that should go straight into our business.
Yeah.
And being a business
We don't
owner,
take
people
into
think,
account for that.
and I think also people get into, and this walks you right into failure too. When you create a business because you don't want to be accountable, like you don't want people, some people have a problem with authority, right? And some people got they want to make their own hours. They want to do this. They want to do that. But until you reach that level of success, you're going to be like you should be sleeping and breathing what your craft is. And if you're not doing that, you're going to fail. You're going to be behind. And you need to think outside the box. Because if you have a business and everybody else has it, everybody seems to have a t-shirt or an apparel business. What makes you different? As a photographer, what makes you different? As a personal chef, what makes you different? As a coach, what makes you different? What makes you stand out? What needs are you meeting of the people that everybody else seems to be overlooking? That's what being outside of the box, looks like. So
I think and with you bringing up time, it actually makes me think about how in recent years, that's also why it lacked as well. Not because I wasn't putting in the time, I was doing too much and getting nowhere. I'm gonna be honest. I was doing too much and getting nowhere.
Okay.
Because when my mind goes, or when I have this idea in my head, I want it done exactly like that idea.
See it,
Exactly how I see it in my head. And when it doesn't come together, it's like the end of the world is here. So then I'm just like, I'll work that idea until I can't work it anymore. And then after that, I'm so tired and exhausted mentally that I don't even want to pick up anything or look at anything that's dealing with that business. Or anything.
For a while.
For a while.
Hey, Nye.
Hi, Nye.
Hey, Auntie. That overload.
There
overload.
And see, I think in growing up in the society that we grew up in, all you hear is hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, work hard, work hard, work hard. But they don't say anything about taking a rest. They don't say anything about when it gets too much, step away. They don't say anything about that.
They don't say work smarter.
They don't say work smarter. They say work hard.
Everything is work hard. Where's the work smart though?
If you're not a millionaire, you're not working hard enough. If you ain't a billionaire, you ain't working hard enough. If you ain't a hundredaire, you ain't working hard enough. And that to me is so misleading that it really can cause people to fall into the slope of depression, because now that's what they feel all their life is for. Like, I'm living my whole life just so I can wake up and work. And be just as miserable. And this is supposed to be my passion. That's why I stopped doing music for a while. because I became so miserable while I was in school
Mhm.
trying to do music, and it was going nowhere.
It was going nowhere.
And I was feeling, every time I opened up my voice and sing, I felt embarrassed because I didn't sound like the singers that are mainstream. I didn't look like them. I didn't sound like them. So it was like, well, what the heck am I doing this for?
Yeah.
I'm going to the studio after work at night, and I even got myself a so-called manager, and it's doing too much.
Yeah.
Doing too much. And it was going nowhere fast.
Well, I've been known to blow some pipes back in my day. Yeah. I can blow y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Forgive me, Lord Jesus.
Especially when she sing "I Want to Go Home."
Ooh, yeah, y'all want me to sing? Y'all want me to sing the Texas song for y'all? Cause Sandy Squirrel, that's my girl, y'all. Me and Sandy, we tight. That's my vocal coach right there.
I mean, know what I'm saying? We do call her Sandy Squirrel or whatever. I'm trying to,
hey,
but yeah, I think that's why businesses fail.
I think there's a lot.
There's a lot that goes into it. Yeah.
I think proper preparation and
and
being realistic. Like, it's nothing wrong with setting goals, right?
Right.
It's nothing wrong with setting goals. It's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
But when you're working your goals, you have to be realistic with where you are.
Yeah.
And you want to have a lot, but you got to work the little bit that you have. Mm-hmm. And you got to be smart about how you work the little bit that you have. Mm-hmm. So you're not, you know what I mean? Like, you're not burning yourself out. And then now you're losing your passion for who you are. Like, a lot of times, people do businesses based on their passion. Mm-hmm. And it's not just what you do, it's who you are. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And when you experience that type of burnout, it's like, man, it hits who you are in the core. It starts talking to your core values, and now you're questioning the validity, right, of what you do, who you are, how you do it, and then you're comparing to everybody else. So
it's funny that you say that you question the validity, because for some time I questioned, like, I know that God gave me these businesses, right? Mm-hmm. I know that the inception of I'm Royalty Apparel came from, I hadn't drawn in years. Mm-hmm. And it just so happened that he gave me a vision to draw something in my tablet. Yeah. And he was like, okay, now make a t-shirt. Huh? What? What you talking about, God? I don't know how to make t-shirts. Where I do this at? Mm-hmm. So it's when it didn't take off the way that I expected it to. Yeah. I started questioning, like, okay, well, what's this guy that was telling me? Or am I tripping? Like, is this really a business that God gave me, or was I just doing this on my own? Yeah. But in recent years, he's shown me, like, no, I told you to do this, but this was going to happen in my time. Yeah. Not yours. Not yours. This was not a get rich quick scheme. This was not a get rich quick scheme. This was me telling you and giving you direction that I needed you to listen to back then, but you didn't. Now, what I will say. And I tried to keep God out of it. I tried to. Because my mom asked me, is this, don't be drinking your water on me. Don't be. She was like, is this a faith-based business or what? And I was like, no, I mean, I got shirts that don't have nothing to do with God. Not saying that, God was not the reason, but right. I had shirts that some would say were secular. Right. So I didn't. Part of me didn't want to put God in that because I'm like, what does this say? Yeah. I'm supposed to be a faith-based company, but I'm selling shirts that have secular stuff on it. What? That doesn't go together. That does not mix at all. So I was like, yeah, no, this is not a faith-based business. Yes, God gave it to me, but this is not, it's not surrounded around the Bible. But now, baby, yes, we are faith-based, okay?
Speaking of faith-based businesses, right?
Ooh.
I listened to and I watched a video today on Dappy T Keys. He has a piano ministry on YouTube. Did you watch it?
I started to.
Okay. So
but I started doing something else.
Okay. So in this video, he just reached 1 million subscribers. So so his video was on basically like how he got there and how he got started and what it looked like for him. And literally like a lot of what you said, like he spoke to. Like he went through, like he had just started out for one simple reason, then God gave him the vision and then he kind of worked it from there. But there was a point when he was in college and he it was just getting to be too much and then he lost his passion for it. He despised the gift. And so 3 things that he said that really stuck out, right? 3 points that he gave, and those points was work the little bit that God gave you. And how do you do that? You embrace it. You find out what the little bit is that he gave you. You find out what the gift is. You work the little bit that he gave you, and you embrace it. Right? And that's the first thing. The second thing is get clarity. Take it back to him and say, okay, God, what would you have me to do with this? How do you want me to operate in this gift? And the third thing is be consistent. Be consistent. You have to, when you know that this is something that God gave you, you are then responsible to find ways to stay encouraged. Because you can be, business burnt out. You know what I mean? Yeah. You can want to give up because it may not bring in the type of results. You know what I mean? Like the results can be discouraging, but you got to find a way to constantly encourage yourself. And that's basically his simple way of how he got to where he is with 1 million subscribers. And his journey started, I believe, in 2015. With the music alone. And then I believe it was like maybe 2018 where he started doing it on YouTube. But it wasn't even for this purpose that it is now. It was simply because I think his college mates wanted, they wanted music to study to, and they wanted, so he would record it and put it on YouTube and send it to them. And he said he never thought that from there, like he would have 1 million subscribers and it would be something that God just took and blew up. But he took the little bit that he had and he embraced it. He gave it back to God and he learned how to be consistent in it. And it was a journey for him, but
that's called finally listening to God's directions. Because baby. Is you really have to be, and I think for me, he's shown me that everything that I go through is spiritual, including being a business owner.
Yeah.
So it's nothing. If my relationship with him is not right, then my businesses are not right. And he's shown me that. And he's taking me slow with, getting me business and having me get some income from like unexpected. Unexpected orders just popping up out of nowhere. And it's like, oh, God, what's happening? And it's not like it's a reward for my relationship with him.
Right.
But it's like, you're finally listening to my direction.
Yeah.
You're finally in tune with me. So I can be in tune with you.
One thing he clearly spoke to me this past week as he's been dealing with me about like my value, right? And my worth. And that's just
me too.
Being his daughter, Like, not anything else, not any of the titles that I hold, not any of the positions that I hold, not from any of the jobs or businesses, gifts, talents, none of that. Just I have value simply being his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And then he spoke to me and said, the gifts and the visions are only tangible evidence of the value. It's something for you to hold on to remind you of the value that you have as being my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
But your value, those things are not the source of your value.
Right.
And so when you talk about spirit, like your businesses are spiritual, right?
Yes.
He let me know, it's been a couple of months now, that my life is ministry. Everything that I do is a ministry. The businesses he gave me, it's ministry. That's why he has not allowed me to do it the way I wanted it to do them. That's why he hasn't allowed them to just take off the way that I wanted them to take off,
Mm-hmm.
because what I was missing was that key fact, is that they are attached to my life, and in its ministry it flows that way. And not saying, like, I've always had in mind that these are faith-based businesses, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to jeopardize the integrity of my businesses. They're kingdom mandated, and if you can't accept that my views, my values, my wisdom, it all flows from kingdom.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Principles. It's based on that. So then you just, it is what it is. I will not compromise them. So you have to decide then whether or not you're gonna, you know what I mean, participate.
Yeah.
But letting me know that it's really the craziest thing. I was kind of in a session with my mentor, and I was talking about this, and I was saying how my book writing process, like my books didn't seem to go as far as I wanted them to go, and just this, that, and the other. And I was really depressed about how my business was flowing, or the lack of. And through her, the Holy Spirit said, and I kept saying, I worked so hard for this. I worked hard. I put in the work. I did this. I sacrificed. I sacrificed income. I sacrificed so much time, effort, energy, all of this. And the Holy Spirit spoke to her and said, but to give you what you worked hard for would be to give you less than what I died for. Yes. And so from there, I have held on to that everything that I do is ministry, because my life is ministry. Everything. And so I have to.
What she told you again.
So Holy Spirit spoke to her and said, to give me what I worked hard for would be to give me less than what Jesus died for. And so for me, it hit really different. And it put me in a place, in a humble place now. You know what I mean? Because if my life is ministry, that means where before I didn't have this understanding of take back what God gave you. So he gave me the vision, I took it and I ran. I didn't know to take it back to him to get instructions. I just knew that I was doing what he told me to do. But the other part of that is doing it how he tells you to do it. And if you're not doing it how he tells you to do it, that's just as important as doing, if not more important than doing what he tells you to do. Because his way, I have found out that it is really the best way. It's not always the easiest way, but it's the best way. And when you keep yourself in his presence, that's where your protection is. And so anything that he allows me to do, it's because my life is ministry. And I can't look at anything as mediocre. I can't look at anything as anything less than it being purchased or purpose from the cross, from the blood that was shed. Like that's that's that. So as I am in a reconstruction state of my businesses, yeah. So that's where I'm that's where I'm at with that.
Yeah. I think it also goes into he knows his children.
Yes, very well.
I'm not gonna lie. I have
bald-headed.
not been very good with money. Okay, my mother can tell you. I have not been very good with money.
Neither.
As soon as I get money, it's like it burns my hand and it says, "Spend me, spend me." So that's the voice I hear, like, "Spend me, find something that you need to buy, spend me." So I'll find something that I need to buy, and I go spend it. And it always works that way. Lately, like within the past few years, since I have been working really hard on my relationship with God, it has been better.
Yes.
It has been better. I will see something that I'm like, oh, I want it so bad. And I check my account and I'm like, oh, I know I got the money to spend it. Oh, man.
You know what?
But I got responsibilities.
Responsibilities.
So I can't go buy it right now. So
you know what? We're going.
I'll leave it right down in the rack.
We're going
right there in Rainbow, like I did the other day. I saw some really cute shorts.
She got responsibilities, y'all. If
But
y'all didn't hear it, you heard it first here on the Good Trouble podcast.
Responsibilities.
Responsibilities.
But when I say I went through 2 credit cards.
Oh, yeah.
And for one, I was in college. Yup. State Farm. Don't you get no more college students, no more credit cards. They gonna run through them and you're not gonna get your money back. Because you still not getting your money back from when you gave me mine. Just want you to know. All right. But that's what happened. I got it, and then I got a job thinking I'm gonna keep some money in my pocket. But I was going all over the city of Houston. And all my money was going to my gas tank and food, which is why I'm so fluffy now.
She was in the streets. You know what? There is, I don't want to put the scripture out there because I can't remember the exact chapter or verse, but I know it's in the book of Ephesians. And it talks about profligacy and prodigality.
What the, Lord, you almost made me say something.
Profligacy and prodigality.
Somebody put in the chat what that is.
And basically, I'm about to tell you, basically it's extravagant wastefulness of resources.
Oh.
And so when I did this study, I began to because I have the same issue.
So you're saying I'm a profligacy?
Proper stewardship. And I've gotten a lot better. He kicks in when I'm in the store because a lot of times when my bad spending habits come from if I'm feeling too high or if I'm feeling too low, it comes from an emotional place.
Yeah.
So what happens is I took and I studied that, I sat with it, and so I would begin to pray that God would help me to not waste the time, the talents, the treasures, all of that He has given to me. And I would ask Him, you know, to show me how to be resourceful, show me how to be responsible with what He has given me. And old habits, you know, you have to pray, but you also have to do the work. You have to pray, you have to do the work. You have to be honest with yourself, you have to do the work. You always have to do the work. And so there's that.
So he's been allowing me like more freedom, but it's because of my profligacy. I done learned a new word, y'all.
And prodigality.
I don't even know what the heck that is. You ain't say that when you said okay.
It's about, I said profligacy and prodigality. It's about the same.
Well, I know profligacy.
They're similar.
So he knew.
He also talked about licentiousness.
His child was profligate,
but we ain't gonna go there. Licentiousness, all in the same verse.
Man, you and your best friend with these words, bro. Come on. Anyways, he knew his child was not a very good steward of what he would allow for her to have. I drove Uber for a whole year, knowing that hey, I fixed it.
Yada. Go ahead.
Knowing that I can make $500 in a night, cash out and pay my bills.
Yeah.
And that's what I would do until I kept cashing out and realized, oh, I ain't got no money for no bills. Because I was eating it up and I was buying frivolous stuff.
Frivolous.
Frivolous. That word.
You was fickle with your money?
I should have been. I should have been. But yeah, I was. Hi, Adrian. We love you.
Hey, boo thing.
We love all y'all.
Yes. Y'all, listen. Real talk. We're trying to keep this episode really light because the past few weeks, I got something in my eyeball, y'all. I'm legally blind. The past few
hold it down.
hold it down, Mama, I love you. The past few weeks have been really stressful.
Yeah.
Between tech issues and preparing for the launch, opening service of Many Nations Assembly, ministry duties, personal duties. Like it's really been a lot, y'all. So
yeah.
Real talk, we thank y'all for sticking with us because
it's been so much that my coach, my real estate coach, gave me permission to take this week off until the launch, and then Monday hit right back at it.
She a real one.
She a real
one. But so what would you say? You have any regrets about starting your business?
No regrets. Do I wish that there were things that I had known when I first started?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I think every business owner has that. But as far as any regrets, no. I used to.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have regrets when it came to me doing music.
Yeah.
Because I was in depression for a greater amount of my life.
Yeah.
It caused me to shy back and not put out there the talents that he gave me.
Yeah.
So I used to have that regret. But now I look at it as like, okay, if I had to put it out there and it had to taken off the way that I wanted it to take off, then now seeing all the stuff that's happening in the industry and not wanting to be caught up in that.
Yeah.
I was weak back then. I'm gonna be real. I was weak back then. I was weak, and I was gonna fall right into that trap. And he was protecting me.
You know what?
So I have no regrets whatsoever.
Y'all, I'm sorry, y'all. My phone went completely kaplunk for me, so I can't see y'all comments today. But we're going to ask Black Jesus to fix it.
So do we have any business owners out there that's watching? Let us know in the chat. So let us know if you guys have any regrets about starting your businesses, or things that you wish that you had have known that maybe you could share with the rest of the world, those who are in business or wanting to be a business owner.
So drop your handles in the chat. Come on for the quick plug. Each one reach one. So we want y'all to go ahead and share your businesses, share what you do, share what you're passionate about. Even if it's not an actual business, where like it's an LLC or you have a DBA on it. But it's a passion. It's something that you do. It's something, you know what I mean, that it's a hobby, and you know, it's a craft of yours. Drop it in the chat, in the comment. Let us know what you're into while we wait for some responses.
Do you have any regrets?
You know, I'm like you. I used to have regrets. I had regrets when I seen that I wasn't getting the results. And it, again, before God had to quickly gather me, I took it as it bruised my value. It bruised my ego. And so it was like, yeah, why did I do this? You know, or I had regrets about like I could have put more money into this, or I could have did this, or I could have, you know what I mean? Like I could have taken all the time that I put into somebody else's business, and you know what I mean? Like I could have gave myself that type of energy and da da da. But knowing what I know now, no, I don't regret starting it at all. It's a learning experience because life just it's just not perfect. Life's it's not perfect. There's just when we're not born with silver spoons in our mouths. We're not necessarily born and have the necessary tools at our fingertips, and so a lot of this stuff is trial and error. We learn. We like I said, we're a generation that we're go getters. We see something we want it, we go after it, and we don't. The bad part about that is that we don't think really ahead of time. We don't put the thought and all of that into it that we need to before we take the leap of faith. But that's all we hear. Take the leap of faith. Take the leap of faith. Take the leap of faith. We take the leap of faith. We do that. We put what we're doing out there before we are. You know what I mean? Like and then you got people putting their mouth on, and it may not even be a purposeful praying, PREYING, but it could be as simple as, oh, somebody saying, oh yeah, I see your little business. Why it got to be little? Or you know what I mean? Like, oh, I don't know how she gonna do this when she ain't doing that, or how she gonna do this, she ain't got no money, or how she gonna do this, or that ain't gonna work because da da da. So it's like, don't you know what I mean? So people speak things over your business and who you are before they get a chance to grow, or before you get a handle on it. So stop doing it. Stop putting your business out there before you have the understanding and the handle on it that you need to have.
Yeah.
Because
So what I would say to like business owners, or even those who are thinking of it, honestly, take direction from God. Like that's number one. So that should be obvious. Right. It should be obvious.
But everybody don't believe in God either.
That's true. But take direction from God.
But that's all we know.
Yeah,
that's all we know.
That's what I know. That's for me in our house. Take direction from God first. Yeah. Because you don't want to ever put yourself in a position like me where you know God gave it to you, but then you try to keep God out of it. Yeah. And then you sit here looking like, well, what happened? Face. I thought I was supposed to do it.
She had the stupid face, y'all.
Oh, I had the dumb face. Oh. I was like, huh? What happened? I don't even know what. But he was like, you took me out of it. So what did you expect? So yeah. Take direction from God first, and get you a coach. It don't have to be one of these high-priced coaches. Find a business owner that is willing to talk with you and walk you through this thing. Yeah. And understand that this is not a lone wolf situation. It's not one size fits all. You may have Jennifer over here say that she was a self-made millionaire, or self-made whoever she is. Right. But she had people helping her. So she wasn't self-made. Oh. None of us are self-made, if we're honest.
If we're honest.
I'm God-made.
Everybody needs somebody sometime.
Hello?
I would sing this song for y'all, but I didn't properly prepare my vocals. I didn't properly prepare my vocals. You know, they're not lubricated with hot tea and lemon and honey. So it's not going to happen today, but maybe sometime in the future. We'll see what we can put together.
I can't wear her.
We'll see what we can put together.
I can't wear her. But that's what I would say. Like, get coached by somebody. Be up under somebody. It's okay to be an understudy until you are the coach.
Oh, understudy. Then you be like, tag me in, coach. Boom.
What about you?
In addition to what you said, I
Mhm.
would also say properly prepare,
Yes.
be realistic,
Yes.
and work smarter. Work smarter. Work smarter.
Yes.
Work smarter. Not always about working hard. Working smarter.
Yeah.
You got to use
Yeah.
wisdom. You got to have wisdom, especially when you're a faith-based business.
Oh, yes.
You need the wisdom of God.
Yes.
You need it because if it's His thing and He gave it to you, you can best believe. I mean, even if some people are successful in it, right? But that doesn't mean that they're in the will of God.
Mhm.
Although God gave them the business, you can see people taking off and doing. You know what I mean? Like you can see it, but that doesn't mean that they're in the will of God. They're doing it the way that God wants them to. I mean, look at Satan. He's very uh prosperous in what he does. He's,
Mhm.
it is what it is. But he's successful. He's
Mhm.
successful at deceiving the world. So,
Unfortunately.
God doesn't always intervene in your foolery.
No.
And sometimes he turns you over to yourself and he lets you have it. So
Yeah.
yeah. But that's
Yeah.
a different horse of a different color for a different day.
Can't. Can't do it.
I like horses. Obviously. So, oh, y'all heard that? I got real comfortable in here. Whew, we gonna have to. You have to go back and
we're gonna mute your mic.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go back and take that part
go
out
back and mute your mic
for the world. Anyhow,
so I was thinking the other day. I had a squirtle.
I was thinking a squirtle, y'all.
I seen a squirtle.
Somebody type in the chat. Squirtle.
Squirtle. So first off, let's go to the chat because we've been missing a lot.
We have.
Y'all been talking to us and we have not been able.
I'm sorry, y'all. My phone just is like. My phone didn't like y'all today. It didn't love y'all today. I'm sorry. I'm standing the gap and I apologize.
Thank you, Ish, for coming through with the definition for pro. Look,
pro. Say it with me.
Profligacy.
No, not duh. There's no D.
I didn't say duh. I said profligacy.
Oh, you is okay.
I said it right.
Yes, you did.
Thank you for coming through with the definition for
profligacy.
ABC Professional Tax and Financial Services. Hey, mama. She says she has no regrets. She wish she had a coach a long time ago.
Okay.
Get y'all a coach or a mentor.
Right.
Kai says she also has no regrets. She wish she had more patience. So wait for the instruction and not just the vision. Lord, I'm almost out of tea. Wow.
I'm going to mind my business.
I'm going to mind my business too.
Mind my business on that one, Kai. you on your own on that one. I'm mind my business.
Right.
As Ish so affectionately puts it, mind your business. That's what I'm doing.
That's what I'm doing. Because, child, baby.
Yep.
Adrian says she wish she had started Renee's Jewelry Corner sooner.
Okay.
Oh, and Kai says she's learning to take the poverty and lack mindset out of her business.
Oh, that just did something in my chest.
Yeah. When I read it a little while ago, I was like, oh my. Wow. You gotta show me how to. Adrian said that she's done that. Mm-hmm. So Adrian, you gotta teach us how to do that because, baby.
You know what, y'all? We need to learn how to barter. We need to create a barter system. That was the other thing that I was going to say about businesses, like small businesses.
Used to the buy sell.
We need to learn how to barter because it makes sense. They had a barter system way back in the day, and it worked till the point where it built them up to Black Wall Street. Like, y'all, we really need to learn how to barter.
Yeah. I
Because
think if
sometimes,
we learn to work together as a community,
yeah,
it could be done.
yeah,
But unfortunately, there's a lot of people out for self.
there's a lot of crabs out here. I don't know if it's the
There's
kind that
a
make you itch, where you need something called a red in a box or something like that. I think it's called, or is red something like that. Is red
bye, bro.
that bug
Bye.
spray? You need bug
Bye.
spray.
Bye.
Anyhow,
Annoying.
we're not talking about the type that make you itch, and we're not talking about the type that go on your dinner plate. We are talking about the mentality. You know how crabs is in a barrel,
Crabs in a
and
barrel.
you go to pick one crab up, and they call you and be like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I actually experienced that when we went looking for those blue crabs for the seafood.
yeah, you couldn't get it, huh?
No.
They was,
Because they was pulling them down.
yeah,
They even like went so far to
rip the
literally
tail
take
or
one
the
of the
leg.
legs off.
Tail. Crabs don't have tails, y'all, but they have legs.
But yeah, that I mean, I never understood that saying until I actually saw it happen. Like, oh, this is a real crab in a barrel. This is the literal crab
This
in a
is the
barrel.
literal.
This
That's
is
where
what
it comes from.
That's
Yeah.
what it looks like. Okay.
Yep. That's what it is. That's where
So-
that mentality comes from.
So Each says, tell them your business bigger than that little paintbrush ponytail they holding on to. Aisha, bro,
You gotta love her, y'all.
you gotta love her. I mean, she gonna
is
tell you like it
She's
is.
special, kind of special. She is.
She gonna tell you like it is. Adrian said that she had to stop lowballing herself by way of her thoughts.
Mm.
Mm.
Mm. Oh, okay.
Your thought pattern can really have the power to hold you back in everything that you do, especially business. If you constantly think that you're a small business, you're gonna remain a small business. If you constantly think that your business isn't getting the traction or isn't going to be successful or doubt that it will be successful,
Yeah.
that's what's going to happen. That's crazy. The power of the mind and tongue is strong with a K.
Strong. What did Kai say? Kai said she had to.
Kai said she's learning to take poverty and lack mindset out of her business.
Okay.
And Each said, tell them your business bigger than that little paintbrush ponytail they holding on to.
Poverty.
Okay, and Each said next week's episode, horse a different color, breaking down a reprobate mind.
Oh.
Each,
You know what?
you know,
You gonna be on the show next week, so just get yourself
just know,
ready.
get yourself.
Yep. Yep, we doing that. Okay. And what did
Each
Each
also
tell them what?
says,
Wait, go back.
listen, I done read this comment
I'm sorry.
twice.
Tell them.
Tell them your business bigger than that little paintbrush ponytail they holding on to.
Okay.
So East said bartering requires people willing to be mutual beneficial, not
Yes.
self-serving.
Yes.
That is exactly what it requires.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, you do have a lot of people that are self-serving. All they care about is give me mine, and I don't care how you get yours.
Yeah. Yep.
Come on. Lack mindset says competition over collaboration. Ooh. And Kai
said that?
Kai said lack mindset says competition over collaboration. And Each coming through with the scriptures. She said, as a man thinketh, so is he.
Mm-hmm.
And that is true. Whatever you think is what you are.
Well, y'all
That's
know.
actually a part of a verse in one of my songs that I had wrote. I can't say it because I got to change some words in there.
But hold on. Because y'all know I'm a little bit on the slow side. So I need you to run it back, Turbo. And tell me what God said. She said, lack mindset says competition. What now?
Says competition over collaboration.
Okay.
You know
gotcha.
this is going to be available for us to go back and
No,
look.
I really didn't know that, but now I'm glad they said it. Okay, great. I can put my pen down.
Yes. That's what I was trying to figure out. Like, why are you?
I was
It's
trying
gonna
to
be
take
back.
notes because after the show, I want to be able to share the wisdom of, you know what I mean? Like,
We can do some quotes and stuff.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Talk about that later. Anyways, hi Lisa. Hi, both
out.
Lisas on here. Hey, Mama Lisa.
Shout out.
Hey, Lisa.
It's the Good Trouble gang and things.
Gang,
gang. All right.
All right. So, what you got as part of a random? What you got?
You know, I heard the most profound thing in life.
What did you hear, bro?
It is something that if you don't position yourself to take hold of it, you know what I mean? Like if you don't really, the word of God says, faith cometh by hearing and hearing by the word of God. That's what the word said, right? So if you don't position yourself to take hold of this, you can slip into deception. And it is the craziest thing because a lot of people are deceived. Whew. Okay, a lot of people are deceived.
Got my back up.
Eggs or chicken, y'all. And there's a lot of people out here that is deceived because the supermarkets have taken eggs and put it in what they call the dairy section, which we have already come to the conclusion it's the refrigerated section. But eggs are you are deceived, man. That's what the word said. The word said faith coming by
I thought you were getting ready to say something for real, like God. Profound.
The
for
word
real.
of the Lord also
nowhere
says,
in the word of the Lord does it say that that eggs are chicken. No, man.
He who has an ear to hear, let him hear. That's what the word said. Now, if you choose after this wisdom has been like you are responsible for what you hear. After you hear, you're responsible to respond righteously.
So anyway,
if you don't respond righteously to the fact that eggs are chicken, then you choose to walk in deceit.
We have two winners. So if I don't know if y'all remember, but from the first episode, we had a little competition. If y'all could tell us which one was Jack Jack and which one was Marshmallow, y'all was gonna get a T-shirt. Well, turns out we got two winners. So, Adrian, you are winner number one, and then Yana, you're winner number two.
Yes, the shirts are I don't want to say the shirts are being processed. Yes. So
it's a surprise.
We didn't forget about you.
No, we did not. It's a surprise. So when we see y'all next, you will have your shirt. Boom, boom.
Okay. So, with that being said, y'all, it has been lovely. It has been great. It has been a fine time with the Good Trouble podcast crew. Gang and things, we thank y'all for joining us for I'm going to put it this way. I know this ain't the technical title of the show, but I'm going to put it in the words of Ish. Mind your business, okay? Mind the business that pays you. All will be well. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week. Same time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, back here. We are on Facebook, Twitch, we are on Instagram, and we are on YouTube. Also, what's that other little thingy? TikTok. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. We love y'all. Thank you, and we out. Peace.